What up, guys? This is Willie P, and let me say this first. Thank you for watching my video, and if you like, please subscribe. And if you got good comments, or you feel like just putting those bad comments, you know what to do. Put it right down at the bottom. Yeah. So I got a lot on my mind, so I want to make it quick. UFC 140, I'm going to give my predictions. Now, I'm not going to talk about the whole fight card, because there's too many fights, not enough time. But I'm going to talk about the three main fights in the card. And that's the formerly known as the bad boy, Tito Ortiz versus Little Nog. We got Frank Mir versus Big Nog. And we got John Jones versus Machida for the championship. Now, this is all happening in Toronto. It's going to be one of the biggest cards. Toronto is one of the meccas of mixed martial arts. They know a lot. They're great fans. And it doesn't have to just be their fighter to fill out a stadium. So this fight's going to be very compelling. And if you watch it or you buy it, you're definitely going to get your money worth. Now, I'm going to first talk about the new People's Champ, Tito Ortiz and Little Nog. First, I'm going to talk about Tito Ortiz. Now, if you know about Tito Ortiz, you know he came off of two impressive fights. Maybe he's won in one of those impressive fights, but they're two impressive fights. He fought Brian Bader, who was a top 10 in the division, and he submitted him. And this was, if you know the background stories, Dana White said, if you don't win this fight, you will get fired. So he had a lot on the line, came back from neck surgery, all that makes him like the Rocky Balboa of mixed martial arts, came back and submitted the guy. And I think it was very great. And then after Rashad Evans and Phil Davis had to drop out, what's his name, jumped in and fought him less than even a month. It was like 14 days, if I'm corrected. So I think even though he came out with that loss, it was very impressive and showed his heart and showed his determination for this sport. And let's go on Little Nog. Little Nog is one of the best boxers in mixed martial arts. He definitely has the credentials. He's a bronze medals in boxing. He has a bronze medal. This guy could box. He's official. Best amateur background probably of any boxer that's in the UFC or in mixed martial arts. And his jiu-jitsu game is crazy. Big Nog's his brother. So his jiu-jitsu game is one of the top levels in all the sports. What I have a problem with, Little Nog hasn't fought. This is the first time we're seeing Little Nog in a very long time, and I'm happy to see him, but he's definitely going to have ring rust. Tito Ortiz is more of a seasoned fighter right now. He's fighting third time in a year. Very impressively, very incredibly, he's coming back to show that he is one of the top lightweight fighters in the division. Now, I see this fight going maybe to a decision. Maybe Tito Ortiz, because he definitely had that great guillotine choke to maybe get Little Nog. Little Nog has trouble with wrestlers. I see Tito Ortiz winning a decision. Now I'm going to go on Big Nog versus Frank Mir 2. Now, if this was the main card, they would be promoting as Frank Mir Nog 2. Frank Mir TKO Nog the first fight. Very impressively at the time, because I don't think anybody knocked out Nog in his whole career, and Frank Mir got the first knockout. Now, excuse me, I apologize. Now, I see this fight going kind of the same way. Even though Big Nog came back from all the surgeries, and now he's saying he's more close to 100%, and when he fought Frank Mir the first time, he was more like in the 70-60%. But I see the fight as the only people who will really be in Frank Mir right now are bigger, stronger fighters. Nobody who's his size or doesn't have the strength is going to beat him. And I see them both having great boxing. I see them both being great, one of the top elite jiu-jitsu fighters on the ground, especially in their weight class, and they're scrappy fighters. But I see Frank Mir is just a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and maybe a little bit better footwork. Because last time when I seen him knock out Brandon Shaw, even though it was impressive, Big Nog kind of looked sluggish. He looked like the hip surgery really wasn't 100%. So I see Frank Mir winning this fight. Maybe knockout, maybe a submission, or maybe it'll go to decision. But I see Frank Mir winning the fight. Now I'm going to go to the championship fight, the main event, John Jones versus Machida. Now this is going to be a 5-round fight. Now this should be grueling. everybody knows that watch Jon Jones that no one can stay at his pace. Now, maybe he doesn't fight that fast, but he stays at a high pace. And what I mean at a high pace, that people don't last after the third round. And what I think, Jon Jones is one of the best wrestlers in the mixed martial arts. He's definitely the best Roman Greco fighter in mixed martial arts and in the UFC. And most Roman Greco fighters that are elite, they mostly use that for dirty boxing, push you to the cage through elbows and punches, you know, stomping, hit to the knees and stuff like that. And then it goes into more of like their Roman Greco turns into some simplistic Muay Thai. But Jon Jones is very, let me say it, underrated in his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Most of his fights land on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu type of platform where you're down in the ground and you're grinding, and he hits people with those elbows, devastating elbows, or he submits people. And most of the people don't last 5 rounds. And I'm going to go on Machida. Now, Machida is fast. He got great striking, hands and legs. He kicked Randy Couture, my hero, in the face and knocked his tooth out. This guy's a bad man. He's quick. He's great at defensive. He's elusive. The only man to beat him is Shogun. But Jon Jones beat Shogun. But Styles don't make fights. Don't get that wrong. Styles do make fights. So I see this fight not the same as you putting it with Shogun and Machida. But Machida has to be more in the offense. He can't fight Jon Jones like he fought everybody else. Now, Machida does have great takedown defense. And most of the time when you fight a fighter and they can't, a wrestler, let me say, and a wrestler can't take you down, you start going to their game and then they start breaking down. But what makes Jon Jones so unique is that he is good at everything that it seems. He really doesn't have no weakness, and his confidence is up here. What's the name still has a loss, but he was dominating the guy. He was dominating Matt Hamill, and it came to a legal elbow. But really, I see this fight going as, if you ever watch Mortal Kombat, when at the end, when you beat the guy, Shao Kahn, whatever the dude's name is, says, finish him, right? And instead of doing something blurry and gutty and knocking the guy's head off, you turn it to a baby. And that's what I see Bones Jones doing. All his fights, he has guys into the fetal position, and it's his world. And I don't think that Machida, even with his great takedown defense, will be able to stand up and go to the ground with Jon Jones. But Machida definitely has a puncher's chance, and we can't deny that. But I see this fight going 4 rounds, maybe a TKO or a submission. You guys tell me what you think. I think Jon Jones, Frank Mir, and Tito Ortiz. Tell me what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win? Tell me what fight are you thinking is going to be a compelling fight? Who's going to get fight of the night? I think it's going to definitely be Jon Jones and Mir. Jon Jones and Machida, who's definitely going to get fight of the night. I see submission of the night going to Jon Jones too. Now, you guys holler at me. This is Willie P. 1. Deuces. I'm out. Peace.